So inside of Fisch, there are a ton of different rods you can get. As you see, I have a ton of them. And in today's video, I'm going to be showing you the best rods to get inside of Fisch as a basic progression from start to finish. Now, the best in general strat, I will have a playlist at the end of this video with all of the tutorials on how to get every single rod you can imagine inside of Fisch, but I'll also be linking them in the top right corner whenever I mention them on how to get each individual rod. So the best starting rod is going to be the carbon rod. This one's just going to be at Moosewood. It's going to be sold right here. The carbon rod is going to have pretty decent stats. As you can imagine, it's for being a starter. It's going to have a 15% lure speed, 25% luck, 0.05 control, 10% resilience, and 600 kg. This is going to be pretty good for starters, especially if you're not too good at catching, but I would recommend getting this rod as your first starter rod. Now, the next thing you're going to do is from this, you're going to work on your way to get to the Wildflower rod. Now, this one is actually pretty good. So as you see, 70% control or lure speed, 75% luck, 0.17 control, 17% resilience, and 700 kg. It is going to have a 30% chance to give you a drown mutation, which is a decent passive. And alongside all this stuff, it is fairly simple to obtain. So we're going to head on over to obtain this right now. So to get this rod, you're going to come on over to Terrakin Island. So this is going to be the second rod in the list of progression rods. So this is just going to be over at Terrakin Island over here. And it's simply just going to be lying against these crates right here. And you can buy it for 7,000. And this rod is really good. As a second note, I will also show you my favorite spot for grinding XP and money. If you want to check that out, that'll be at the end. But as a quick note, I'm going to be giving away the double XP game pass and the appraiser luck game pass. So these two are honestly my personal favorite. So the double XP game pass will help you level up fast, and the appraiser luck will help you for appraising fish to get better value before you sell. So if you want to enter into the giveaway, all you got to do is comment your Roblox username down below, leave a like, and stay to the end of the video. Fairly simple. Just comment your Roblox username down below, leave a like, and stay to the end. I will also be giving away to a few people who do want this. If you want this specifically, comment if you want this other than the game passes. I'm going to be giving away a few fish that give you 700,000 an hour in the aquarium and around 80 to 90,000 XP an hour. So once again, I'm going to be giving away fish that give around 6 to 700,000 XP or credits an hour, and once again around 60 to 70,000 XP an hour. So this will be great for just XP grind, money grind. Now the second fish we're going to be getting is going to be the King's Rod, or the best third rod. Oh, my mistake. This is going to be over at the Statue of Sovereignty. This is going to be the next best rod for its passive, which I'll explain once we get there. But you're going to just come on over to the Statue of Sovereignty, and you're just going to come up this entrance right here, and it's going to be in what's called the Sovereignty Mine. So we're going to come in here, talk to this guy. Can I use the elevator? And then how much? And you down for 400 credits. So you'll have to pay 400 credits to come down here. It is a bit of a hassle just to come down here individually every single time, but nonetheless still pretty decent. Now once you are down here, this is going to be the first rod you're going to get that I'm going to recommend an enchant to. So this rod's going to be just right here off the entrance, sold for 100,000, just right there. And the reason why I love this rod is for its passive. All fish caught are 30% bigger, which pretty much just means all fish caught are going to sell for 30 times or 30% more, which I love this rod for that. But the next enchant recommendation for this is going to be Sea King. This is going to be from Exalted Relics. You can get Sea King, Sea Prince, or Sea Overlord, either one. Sea King Sea King, I believe, is going to be from normal enchant relics, and then Sea Overlord is going to be from Exalted Relics, and then Sea Prince is going to be from Cosmic Relics. So you can get Sea Overlord, Sea Prince on the same rod, since you can stack Cosmic Relics on normal enchants. And then honestly, I'd recommend grinding with this rod for a good bit because this is really, really good. Now, once you can obtain it, the next rod I'm going to recommend is called the Great Dreamer rod. So this rod is actually one of the more interesting ways to obtain. So you're going to have to get what is called the Cursed Isle to spawn in. Now to get this to spawn in, it's relatively simple, but the main way you're going to get this to spawn in is using what's called a sundial totem. So you're going to use sundial totems to get this island to spawn in, and it'll server announce it. It'll say the Cursed Isle has emerged from the fog. And I don't believe this can happen normally during like winter events and all that, but pretty much it'll spawn there and it'll be sold at a cabin entrance in the island, and it'll be at this GPS location. So this is the page for it. It'll be sold at this GPS location right here for 500,000. It's really, really good inside the cabin at the entrance of the island. So it's just right there. And then the Great Dreamer rod, as you can see, has a very good passive of every 2 to 4 catches you'll gain another fish with a 50% chance for the Curse Touch, which is a 5x increase. And then my recommendation for this is going to be getting a few things, but this, you see, this is what the passive looks like. So every few you catch, he's just going to pop up and throw you a fish, and then you can get another one. Now I'd recommend getting, as it does show, for my personal opinion, as you can see, the control bar is relatively really decent size. So you don't need to get something like Herculin. I would honestly recommend getting something based on what you need. So if you're trying to grind money, you should get something once again like Sea King and all that, since you're already going to be gaining a decent passive. So Sea King, Sea Overlord, or Sea Prince to increase the size. Then you're also going to be getting the enchant from the passive. So relatively, it's not too different from that. Now, once again, the next rod I'm going to recommend is getting the Great Rod of Oscar. This is going to be after you get that. This one is super overpowered for grinding XP, money, you name it. It is really good for all this stuff. And the Great Rod of Oscar has a really overpowered passive of giving you a 35% increase to the luck from the fish you catch. Now, or the XP from the fish you catch. Now, if you don't know, XP is really necessary for just grinding in general. But once you do have this rod, I would recommend getting Clever on it, since it'll boost that. And if you have Cosmic Relics, you can get the Wise enchant on it, which will give it almost a 3 times increase to the XP on each fish. And then if you didn't also know, if you do perfect catch a fish, meaning you stay on it the whole time, it'll by default double the XP. So you can get 6 times the XP on a fish if you perfect catch using that rod with all those enchants. Now, the second to last one, I would honestly recommend. So once you get to the final level of all the rods, there's different levels of rods, and the level 10, I believe is what it's normally called, or stage 10. This is where you're going to get the final rods. Now, this is going to be in the luminescent cavern. And once again, if you don't know how to get there, I'll have a video in the top right corner right now. You can click on over to get down here, but I'm going to use a conch to get down here. So this is the luminescent cavern. So once you are down here, it is actually really simple. It is going to be called the luminescent oath. Now, this has one of the best passives where it can have a 100% chance to give a 16x increase to the fish via the mastered mutation. Now, mastered is one of the ones I get on almost any fish if I can. It is huge. I mean, you can't really see it. It looks something like this. So it's going to have this effect on it, and it's going to have a 16x increase to the fish value. And it's just going to be buyable right here for 1.5 million. But to first get it, you're going to have to fully complete the bestiary in the luminescent cavern. So you're going to have to fully complete everything in here, which honestly is not that hard. And you don't have to get the secret, which is really nice. And so you don't have to get this, since it's a secret, it doesn't fully count to the bestiary, but you have to get everything else. And this will unlock being able to buy the rod. Now, the next final step is going to be getting the final stage rod. This is my favorite rod in just general, which is going to be the Ruinous Oath. Now, the Ruinous Oath rod is my personal favorite. It looks great. I mean, I have a skin on it, but it has such a great effect. It looks like a sword too, which is what I really like about it. Now, there's only a few rods with this design, but this one has by far my favorite. Obviously, the skin looks better than that one because, a cool effect, but this one has another great passive. It's pretty much just the better version of the luminescent one. So the luminescent oath, as you can see, they kind of resemble each other. They have both really great stats. And the luminescent oath, honestly, I would recommend getting a mystic enchant or the mystical enchant, because this will increase just stats in general, making it of value. And then the ruinous oath, I would honestly recommend, as you see what I have, Herculin and Overclock. Now, the reason I'm recommending Herculin is it's passive. So you're going to have to perfect catch to get the enchant mastered. But as you see, when you're catching, the bar is just going to progressively get smaller and smaller. It's going to slash, which is really helpful. But as the bar gets smaller, if you perfect catch it with the bar getting that small, you will always get the mastered mutation. And this is going to be a 16x increase. Now, to get this rod, I'll have a video in the top right corner, which is the best method to get it. But for the most part, you're going to need to unlock the Crimson Cavern, which if you don't know how to get that, I will also have another video in the top right corner right now on how to get the Crimson Cavern. But once you have unlocked that, you're going to have to come on over to the Crimson Cavern. You're just going to be down in here. You're just going to swim through here. And this is going to be, once again, once you've fully unlocked it. And I mean, it's really straightforward, the unlocking process. And I mean, I think a lot of people overcomplicate it. It's not too hard to fully unlock, but it's going to be sold for 30 million. You're just going to come up here and it's going to be buyable. I mean, you can see the stand it's in is also the same, but the difference is to unlock it, you're going to have to fully complete the Crimson Cavern bestiary, but you're also going to have to fully complete it in the Sparkling and Shiny. Now, this is complicated, but to make this way easier, you can get one rod that's going to save your butt, and this is going to be the Destiny Rod. So the Destiny Rod is going to have a 10% chance higher to increase the Shiny and Sparkling mutation chances, meaning you can get Sparkling and Shiny way more commonly in here. And then alongside that, you also can get Glittered and all that, and you will have nearly a 20% chance to get Sparkling or Shiny, making it really, really easy to get everything in here. And then after that, realistically, the best strat is to get anything, any fish. So like if I wanted to get this, if I catch this is caught from crab cages. So this is what makes it a bit annoying. So this is caught from crab cages, but what I'd recommend doing is you can set up a super, super basic macro and just AFK clicking, appraising it, and you can appraise for the shiny and the sparkling, and you can then get the achievement in the bestiary, and then you can buy this rod, and that is going to be the best final step. Now there's other rods you can get, like the Onifraux, you can get the wind element, you can get the tryhard rod, you can get even the random rod. This is a level progress one. The evil pitchfork, you can get the Dussikar rod. But once again, my overall recommendation is going to be ending off with obtaining this ruinous oath rod. But for the most part, that's pretty much it. Once again, remember the giveaways, comment your Roblox username down below, leave a like, and thank you so much for watching. If this video helped you out, make sure to leave a like, comment any questions you have. If you do have them, I'll make sure to respond.